most, Doctor.
I love big titties.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Nick, here with Dr. I Love Big Titties. And we're back. We got a month until October, so I feel like we got a lot to talk about tonight that it's just gonna kind of go all over the place. You know that, guys. How's it going? How's it hanging?
It's good, man.
Show us a new tattoo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So I get my tattoos on my arm downwards, and people are like, Christian, it's the wrong way. I get it, they're right, but I get these for me to enjoy. So it's nice for me to look at down at these. So I got Return of the Living Dead Part 2. That's the tornado on the poster. So now I got Part 1, Part 2, and then I'm gonna get Melinda Clark right there for Part 3, and then I'm done. I'm done with tattoos, dude.
No, you're not.
They're expensive, man.
I haven't gotten one in 5 years. So I went through a phase where I got like all 9 of mine in a span of 3 years, and I haven't gotten one since. So I need more.
I did that. I'm excited. My band, we're writing some really good material right now. So guys, follow Cold Canyons online. We're gonna be dropping some stuff soon. We got some really good songs we're working on. I just saw Manson a couple nights ago. Had a great time.
Shout out Jay the Stingray.
Jay the Stingray. He's such a good dude. Such a good dude. So I saw Manson maybe 7 or 8 years ago. It was pre-COVID. I know that for sure. And he threw up on stage after 3 songs, and then Rob came out and tried to sing some of Manson's songs with Manson's band, and it was hysterically bad. Hearing Rob trying to sing Sweet Dreams, it's hysterically bad. And eventually Rob just kept pointing the mic out into the crowd. But seeing him this time, after everything he's been dealing with, all those allegations, it's interesting how it's been very quiet once all those allegations started going away and getting dismissed. And then Rose McGowan comes out and was like, yeah, I was with Manson. He treated me like a queen. We never had any problems. I take back what I said. None of that stuff gets talked about.
No, never does.
You have to research all of that, right? You have to research all that. But when the allegations come out, it's headlining news, which is not. That's everything. Negative press always goes out big time. Obviously, I want every victim to speak their word, but also, I like to let the judicial system do its job, which hopefully always gets done. But my point is, seeing him this time, he was clean. He was sober. He looked fantastic. He sounded incredible. And he looks like he's doing okay. So I had a great time. Five Finger Death Punch played after that, and Manson played for like an hour and change. We got done. I looked at Jay. I said, are you a big Five Finger Death Punch fan? He goes, not really. I said, let's get the fuck out of here. So we didn't even stay for Five Finger Death Punch. The funny thing, Nick, was when you go to the venue, you can tell the Manson fans from the Five Finger fans. The Manson fans, they got black clothes on. They're wearing chains and stuff like that. The Five Finger Death Punch fans are wearing Miss Me jeans with the fleur-de-lis on the ass cheeks, the Affliction shirts, the spiky hair or the bald head, and the Goldberg tattoos. You can't mistake the two.
Yeah.
And the Five Finger Death Punch fans, they look and sound belligerent as fuck. I'm so glad.
They're all drunk.
Yeah. I'm definitely of the Manson tribe. So, but no, dude, it was incredible. But here's what's funny. So the show started at 6:30. We got there about 6:50. There was 2 opening bands. The first band played for like 20 minutes. We missed them. We walk into the venue. The second opening band was playing. They were called Slaughter to Prevail. Don't know if you've heard of them. They're Russian. Fucking death metal. I mean, death metal. And we're sitting in there, and I'm looking at Jay. I was like, Jay, what the fuck is this? Like, these guys make Slipknot look like Sesame Street. I'm talking like the entire time. not even slightly melodic screaming, death metal.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy. And then the guy starts talking, thank you guys for being here. Are you ready for Marilyn Manson? And I was like, oh, these guys definitely ain't from America. I looked them up in the venue. They had like 1,000,001 Spotify listeners. So they're like a big band. So they were good. They were good. Not really my cup of tea, but I mean, they were a tight band. It was pretty incredible to see.
They're Russian. Well, their singer is Russian,
Yeah.
Alex Terrible, and the only reason I know of them, yeah, well,
Oh.
I don't listen to them, but I'll admit it. I've always had a soft spot for Falling in Reverse, even though Ronnie Radke is kind of a douchebag.
Stop. No, he's not, dude. He is fucking hysterical.
No, he is now. He is on his career like arc. I like Ronnie now, but I'm talking 10 years ago in the scene, Christian. He was toxic as shit. He got arrested multiple times. He threw a mic stand at a teenage girl and busted her head open.
So did Sebastian Bach. He threw a bottle of vodka at a girl in 91.
I'm just saying, Ronnie had a reputation years ago where it was like people didn't mess with him because it was when he was on drugs and an alcoholic. He was an asshole. And now I love following on Instagram. He's funny as shit. So, and I still listen to music. I always have. But on their newest album, they did a song with Alex Terrible on it. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, who is this going like? And like, I looked the dude up and I watched videos of him. He is insane when it comes to screaming. It's like there's a video on his Instagram, Christian, of him doing screams at a show without a mic because that's how loud he can get his voice. I'm like, dude, this is fucking wild.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I don't like about the band is they were wearing cheap ass golden Halloween masks. The band was.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. The cool thing about the singer was, dude, he was dressed like late 90s new metal. He had the ball cap on, Adidas crew neck sweatshirt, like jogging sweatpants and just like running shoes on. Like he looked chill and cool. And the band looks, guys, ditch the masks. For God's sakes, you look ridiculous.
Like I gotta show you this, Christian, because like after he was on that song with them, I was like, I gotta look this guy up. He's got videos on his Instagram of him like fucking with bears and lions and shit. Like he is just genuinely a badass.
That's like, crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so
let me say this. Dude, I'm really picky with music. I really am. I've tried because Ronnie started popping up on my TikTok. I was like, I'll try to listen to Skin. And I saw it started just popping up, I guess, for the FY4U, whatever. There was a clip of something I saw that I really liked where it's a breakdown of a song and he does like this opera screaming thing, like for a small part of this heavy breakdown. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. I figure out what the song is. I go to the song, and instead of that opera singing he does right there, he's screaming. I'm like, oh God, that singing he did sounded, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Break these fucking chains, take back your life. It's like that. It's a breakdown of a song. In the recording, he screams. I'm like, oh God damn it. So I'm not really into that.
That's the song. That's the song with Alex Terrible, I believe.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the breakdown, the end of the song. Yeah. Anyway, live, it sounds so much cooler because he sings it. But so I tried listening to them. I'm not really into that kind of stuff anymore. I'm very picky. When I do listen to screaming stuff, which I have a little bit, dude, it's Kill Switch Engage and Atreyu. Like those were my bands. But respect. I think that guy is hysterical, and I love whenever all the people that try to talk shit on TikTok, he'll clip them, and it's if you
he makes fun of everything about them. Like you don't want to talk shit to Ronnie. Like
it's hysterical.
Yeah, but no, the coolest thing about Ronnie is like even back when he was a troublemaker and like a lot of people thought he was toxic. Like I still listen to the music, but I was like because I can separate from the art from the artist. We've talked about this before, so it's been cool to see that he's gotten his life together now, and all the power to him. But like, there's one thing that people can't take away from Ronnie Radke, no matter how you feel about his band or him as a person. Dude can sing. Like
sure.
Live too, Christian. He's so good. I've seen them live at Warped Tour one year. Brooke wanted to see him. They were there. We had time between acts. She's like, can we go to this stage for Falling in Reverse? And this was before I was really into him at all. And I was like, sure, whatever. And I was just shocked. He can scream super well live. He can sing
Yeah.
super well live. And it's like, I think he's one of the most talented vocalists like in that scene personally, because so many of these motherfuckers, I've been to a lot of these shows, guys. So many of them do not sound like they do in the studio. They just don't.
That's a problem with a lot of music today, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd probably see him live just for the hell of it. But I don't know if they'd ever come anywhere around me, but
they're pretty big. Their album, I mean, for the genre they're in, you wouldn't expect it to, you'd be like, oh, it's more niche. Their album they just came out with last month, it peaked at 7 on the
I'll
Billboard
believe it.
200.
I'm sure it'll probably go gold, if anything. But yeah, I'd go see. I like the guy. I think he's hysterical. So he won me over there. But I posted about this on my YouTube a little while ago. I've seen Zombie, I've seen Manson, and I've seen Alice. All three of them, more than once each. I think 3 times for Alice, twice Manson, and 3 times with Zombie. I keep telling people, it just really grinds my shit. People think I'm fucking around. I'm like, listen, go see all 3 of them if you can, but literally none of them will touch Alice. His show, Alice's voice is still the best. His band is untouchable. His stage show is incredible. Please go see Alice, people, because eventually, I mean, I'll probably die before him because he's like a vampire. Yeah. But eventually, these legends, including Zombie's about to turn 60, y'all. They're not going to be around forever.
He needs to make more movies, bro. Like, come on.
No, I agree. Alice definitely needs to make more movies. We need
Monster Dog 2. Yeah.
No, but seriously, people, if he comes, which I think Zombie and Alice are touring right now, please go. I beg of you, go see Alice, and then tell me if you think I'm wrong. I checked the comments on the earlier. People are like, I went and saw the Evil Duo or Gruesome Twosome, whatever it's called, the Twins of Evil tour that they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, Christian, I'm a Zombie guy, but yeah, Alice destroyed him. And of course, Rob Zombie doesn't exist without Alice. Everything Rob does, Alice has done it and done it better. And I love Rob, but that's the reality, people.
Rob
see the King, Alice Cooper. Go see.
I know the theatrics are good for Rob. How is his singing live? Because I've heard mixed things, and I've seen clips where I'm like, that's not too good. Like, that's not great.
So he sounded good when I saw him last, which was 5 years ago or so. The issue is there are certain songs where Rob tires. Like, if you catch him on a good show when he sings Dragula, you'll get the full "Did I am the one," but sometimes you get the "Did I am the one." Need the sun slipping through the tangled in. Come on, it's like he's running out of gas.
Yeah.
Another thing, that vegan lifestyle. Alice ain't no vegan. He's eating meat.
You need steak, brother. You need steak.
I'll give. You know what I love about Zombie? He's a vegan and Sherry is a vegan, but they don't you kind of find out just from watching them, but they don't shove that shit down people's throats. Like, what is it about that? It's like a stereotype, right? Like the vegans have to look. I think that's a really noble way to live. I really do. If you're like, listen, I respect vegans a hell lot more than vegetarians, because a vegan is saying. A vegan is saying, at least I respect people if I disagree with you, but if you stand on what you're saying to 100%, dude, I will disagree, but you will have my respect. For a vegan to say, fuck you vegetarians, because you're still eating byproducts from animals, fuck you, you're just as bad. Dude, I respect it. They're standing on it. They're like, no, nothing animal based, nothing animal. I respect it. I don't live that way, but so my point is, well, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
No, I get exactly what you're trying to say. But yeah, Rob, I didn't know he was a vegan until years ago. Obviously, you have to follow him on social media to see that kind of stuff, because it's not in his songs, it's not in his movies, it's not. He's not overt with it. It's just like, it's my lifestyle, whatever. Like, I mean, I don't have to be like. It's just like the stereotype of people that are always wanting to show you their kids and stuff. It's like, look at my kids. It's like people that are like that just feel like they have to, tell you something. Like, come on. Like, was this really going to change my life? Like, I don't really cool. Good for you. So yeah. Well, it's funny. Before we get into some movie stuff, I just want to, touch on this too while we're on the topic. You and I talked about it a little bit, but I'd like to hear the audience's thoughts on this. And before we talk, I just want to say, um, I mean, I got the tattoo the day after Chester died. Literally the next day, I had tickets to see him a month and a half after. Like, it was in a month and a half on the One More Light tour, and he died. And obviously, got my tickets refunded and stuff like that.
That's
and it would have
crazy.
been. I never got to see him live. Would have been my first time. And so the next day, I was like, I'm gonna go get the tattoo. And I just walked into a tattoo shop and I said, "Can y'all do this?" And they were like, "Yeah." Mike Shinoda is a genius. Dude is a wizard. That band, they're all super talented. Their music's great. I would have been bummed if they had never come back, but I would have understood. I mean, you can't replace Chester. Obviously, Linkin Park's back. They announced a new album. We have a single. They got a new singer, Emily Armstrong, and there was this manufactured bullshit online for a day or two about how people were going to cancel Linkin Park because apparently she's a Scientologist and was friends with Danny Masterson, and people were claiming that she went to all the court appearances and this and that. And she cleared the air on social media, and she was like, no, he was my friend. I went to one court appearance early on in the process, found out all the details, and I excommunicated him entirely. Like, it's like, and I just feel like, obviously we live in an age of cancel culture. You and I have railed about it incessantly. Like, I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. It's just annoying that there's snipers everywhere, bro. And they're waiting to snipe you. Like, they're waiting to find a reason to cancel you. And it's just incredibly annoying. And I feel like it is normal for her to have had a friend that she'd known for years. And you don't want to believe your friend is guilty of that. If Christian murdered somebody tomorrow and I didn't have any proof of it, and someone was claiming that about him, my first thought wouldn't be, oh yeah, he did it. That son of a bitch did it. Like, no, you're going to be like, there's no way. Like, that's my friend. I'm going to support him. So again, kudos to her on her statement. I think Scientology is a fucking cult. So that part of it is weird, but that's her ideology. That's her life. She can live her life how she wants. I think she's a good vocalist. I honestly think she works really well with the band. The only thing is, I think they had to, I don't know if they up-tuned or down-tuned when they played live to match her vocals, but you can notice a little bit of a difference, but it's obviously because of her range. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get a new album from Linkin Park, and I thought that the single was really good. I listen to it every day, like literally every day.
I believe it.
Yeah. So
fucking listening to Logos Kill at 9 a.m.
Dude, I haven't done that since like October. Okay. But hey, we're a month away. So, I'll be doing that soon. But yeah,
this cancel, dude, the thing about the cancel culture that really annoys me is how selective it is. And, there are people that are just above the law. Okay. Howard Stern, and I am admittedly a student of Howard Stern. Howard Stern is so bought into Hollywood that he is truly untouchable. Dude, when I was in high school, 8th grade even, I would go to work where they'd be yelling the N-word. Now, is Howard a racist? Of course he's not. But they would have a white supremacist KKK member on there as a joke. And they would be Howard would say it in front of Robin, and Robin would be laughing. But my point is, anybody else, oh, you're toast. All those clips are coming back up. But Howard is so bought into Hollywood. No. As a matter of fact, I saw a clip of him on The View, which if you're watching The View, you're a jackass. But he was on The View, and they tried to call him out on it, and he just denied it and goes, no, I've never said it. And I even saw a supercut somebody made of that View clip where he's like, no, I never said it. And it's like 20 minutes of Howard saying the N-word. Again, Howard's not a racist, but the point is, like, he was using the word in the context of talking to the guy, and he was saying it. Robin, who I love, Robin, been on the show since like the early 80s, is laughing about the whole thing. But my point is, why not cancel Howard Stern? Okay,
because you can't.
No, he's so bought into the Hollywood system. I'm not going to get political, but he's obviously being pushed to promote certain politics on there. So it's all bullshit.
I think those are his politics, though. I think he's definitely probably more centrist, but I think he leans one way more than the other. Now, does that mean he needs to have, Hillary Clinton and people on all the time? Maybe not. And I've watched a lot of his political interviews too. And because I'm not from the Howard Stern school like you are, but I do really enjoy listening to him. He's funny.
He's a great interviewer.
Yes, he's really, really good about it. And, but I do think he leans more one way, but I feel like they do play that up more when they have some of these high-ranking politicians come on there, usually from one side of the aisle. And so maybe there's an agenda there, but I do think it is his politics mostly.
There's totally an agenda there. The Howard first of all, like the Howard I know, the Howard I grew up on, dude, it's not the same person whatsoever. And that's fine. People get older and people change. But dude, when I was watching the show with Artie Lang, anybody that remembers the show with Artie Lang on there, it was literally the most dangerous show on planet Earth. The show was insane with Andrew Dice Clay coming on and all this shit, dude. It's just so crazy how different he is now. But his interviews are still good. I'll always listen to Howard. But my point is, he's just an example of this kind of stuff. It's like, are you going to tell me because we talked about this. Who actually thinks Danny Masterson was going around saying, "How you doing, Danny Masterson? By the way, I graped a woman."
Yeah.
Of course not. Like, no, he's not going around telling people about this. No. He's keeping it hidden. So, of course, people that could be friends with him would say, "I didn't know that about them." And bully, it's of course not. Of course. So, why would you? It's like, dude, this is where the internet sucks. Truly.
Terrible.
This poor woman gets the gig of a lifetime, and people they want to ruin it. Is she Chester? No. Guess what? Who the fuck is? Okay. And I applaud them for not getting somebody. And look, I thought the song is good. I didn't really care about the live performances, but guess what? That's just my opinion, and I'm glad that they got a new singer and they're moving forward and they're putting out new music. Why not? Life is short. No, if Bon Scott dies and AC/DC continues, so can Linkin Park. Okay.
Not just that, Christian. I don't think people really take into consideration. I know you can agree with this because we grew up in the same era. Linkin Park's one of the most consequential bands of our lifetimes, for sure. Like the new metal movement, Linkin Park is at the forefront of the new metal movement.
Not only that, there are certain bands from each era that never dwindle down.
Yeah. And Linkin
Park will always be an arena act.
That new single debuted at number 1 on the Billboard. Number 1.
Yeah. And Nick, I'd like to think that a lot of that crazy, ridiculous online shit, it's really just a blip, and only 0.01% of people are like that. And the rest of people just hear a song and they say, "Oh, great." And that's why a lot of times on YouTube, if you post a video and you'll get a lot of negative comments, it's like, okay, I've got X amount of views in this video and I've got X amount of comments. Most of these comments are negative. Well, I think most people that enjoy something, they just watch the video and they enjoy it and they move the fuck on.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I commented on an Instagram post of a celebrity to say something, because unless I'm offended, and even then I'm just like, oh well, fuck that. I don't say anything. You don't take the time to say something most of the time when you don't have anything bad to say.
Exactly.
But no, you're right. Christian, if this were the majority of people, it wouldn't have gone number 1. Okay, it wouldn't have gone number 1. You wouldn't have seen all these shows that they announced sell out just like that. No, it is a loud minority online of people that are so fucking miserable that their entire existence is predicated off of, how can I bring you down? What have you done in your life that I can expose you for? Now, certain people do need canceled. Certain people, like Danny Masterson.
Yeah.
But it's
what it is, dude. And probably I've talked about this on my own channel a little bit, but I'll talk to the people here about it. I felt really good, with the exception of course, dealing with my uncle's cancer diagnosis, but I felt really good lately because about a week ago or so, I was addicted to Instagram. I can admit it to you people right here, right now. I looked into it. It's a term called doom scrolling.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what I was doing. and I was just looking through video. A lot of this shit on the internet, if it's negative, it gets pushed. I get that. If I do a review on something and it's bad, the views are probably 9 times out of 10 always gonna be higher than praising a video.
Yep.
And dude, that mentally is just like, oh my God. And then it's when you stop, it's almost, and I'm telling you, people, I'm almost seeing the world like I did when I was little. When I go outside, the grass is a little greener, the sky is a little bluer, food tastes a little bit better. Like I get on Instagram, and I've kind of kept my people up to date with this. It's like I'll get on there and I got to keep people up to date with, because that's where a lot of my YouTube viewers follow me there. I got to keep people up to date. I'll post, hey guys, got my Severn package in, or a few days ago, hey guys, got a tattoo. But like no more, I'm not constantly posting all day, checking the like counts, responding to stuff. I'm not doing it anymore, Nick. And I'm telling you, because I don't have an addiction to Facebook. I don't have an addiction to Twitter. I can get on those, literally look at my notifications and move on. And I do. But for some reason with Instagram, dude, I was addicted. And so I stopped cold turkey, and I said, literally once, maybe 2 to 3 posts a week, keep your audience updated, get the fuck off of it, Christian. And I'm telling you, Nick, I feel so much better because I realized the world is not that fucking bad. The problem is social media. All it does is just promote the negative shit. And dude, even music's starting to sound a little bit better. The Linkin Park song, if I listen to it right now, I'm probably like, oh fuck yeah, this sounds even better than I remembered. So I implore people, don't let social media and don't let it dictate what the world should be like to you. The world is a lot fucking better than what the fucking internet is telling you. Okay.
And
yeah, there's bad shit that goes on, but there are so many good people. Life is such a blessing. Every day is great. Get the fuck off the internet and stop doom scrolling if you are, because I was a victim of it. I'm sorry, Nick, but guys, I'm telling you, I feel so much better. I'm getting more stuff done. It's great. So yeah, I just feel a lot better after, and I realize that, dude. It's like, fuck, everything's not so bad. It's just the internet sucks.
Yeah. Well, look, I completely agree. I think fear mongering is it's exhausting, man. It really, really is exhausting. And people don't realize how, like you said, how great life actually is. Like, go outside, man, touch some grass, like listen to music, watch a movie, spend some time, like hit up a friend, spend some time with your loved ones. Like, stop. I feel like people just want the negativity. It's like they crave it. They need reasons to be angry. It's like, stay mad. I want to say this just because it hits really close to home. I'm not getting into opinions about it, except to just say the facts. Last couple weeks, there's been a lot of targeted attacks on a town that's 30 minutes away from me. Springfield, Ohio, just a bunch of internet rumors that blew up into shit that ended up
they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Yes.
Time out. You're gonna finish this. The songs are
they're hilarious,
hysterical.
Yeah, they're hilarious. But
okay, I'm gonna shut up.
We've seen an influx of people from out of state coming here for different reasons, wanting to protest it, wanting to just a bunch of shit. Guys, it's not real. It's not true. It's 100% not true. The police have said it. The mayor said it. The governor said it. It's not real. Even the person that made the initial claim, she came out yesterday and apologized and said, no, I found my cat. She was in my basement. Like, I'm sorry to everybody. I started this on Facebook. Like, I didn't mean it. And it's just created this shitstorm. And I just feel bad for these people. And this is my community, y'all. Like, this is my backyard. Okay. I had my boss today. He was like, you need anything? I'm gonna head out. I got to go deal with protesters up at the Springfield location because we have 2 locations in Springfield. So he had to leave to go deal with protesters. And I'm like, y'all, they're not eating your fucking cats. Like, this is not true. But it plays into what Christian was talking about, this fucking fear mongering and this doom scrolling and this wanting to find something. Like, you want to find something to like gin people up, and then you can't let go of it. You can't let we've got to just run it out till the end. That's the internet for you. And it's dangerous because people's lives get put at risk because of it. Did you hear about all the shit that's been happening there, Christian? Over 33 bomb threats called into schools. The kids have been out of school all week. They can't open the schools because of bomb threats and threats of violence over bullshit. So, yes, the internet.
Nick, I have a solution for this. We need to go back to when we were kids, and I mean kids. We watched the news locally for an hour at 6 p.m.
Yep.
That was it. And that was it. Right after that, we went right back to Family Feud.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy.
Isn't it kind of concerning that there's 24-hour-a-day news channels, multiple ones?
Oh, yeah.
How can you?
There's
I want you to
a negative story. Every hour's got to have a negative story. It's like,
I want to do a science experiment. I want to take 3 people, 5 people, however many news organizations. What is there? There's CNN, CNBC, Fox News. Like, let's just take 4 people right there. Make them watch 24-hour programming for a week straight. Watch those, nothing else, and see which one comes out looking the deadest. Like, this is so unhealthy that there's, and the other thing, dude, is the fact that social media is now monetized in every sense. Like, there's obviously nothing wrong with me making videos talking about See No Evil, a movie, and making some ad revenue. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about a movie, which isn't real. But the fact that all the negative stuff and the news, it's all monetized, dude. It's like, money's not the root of all evil. The love of money is. And the fact that that's a way that you can monetize and make money, and negative. Dude, here I am saying the world's really not that bad. But this is some fucked up shit, dude.
No,
stay off the internet, people, please.
We watched the local news when we were growing up, guys, because we only really cared about what was happening in our backyard. You know, you knew your news anchors. I can still tell you who my weather guy was. Steve Horstmeyer on Fox 19 when I was growing up. That was our weather guy. I knew our weather guy. And I wanted to know, what's the weather going to be like in my town this week? What's going on in my town this week? We watched the local news. We didn't do the whole fucking fear-mongering of what's happening over in this country or in this state half the country away, or this rumor, this bullshit. No. And social media has really exacerbated that, because people are engagement farming, dude. They're engagement farming because they can get paid, like you said. So even if they know something's not true, they know it's going to get clicks, so they'll just talk about it. Like, hey, you're paying me. I'm not liable if it ends up not being true. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. And it's like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. So again, guys, I'm not trying to start this whole fucking discussion in the comment section. That is not the point. The point is just to say, the internet, social media, there's so much bullshit that's being fed to you, and it can be dangerous. And the point is, put the phone down. Go outside. Just go outside. It's going to be fall next week, in a couple days, actually. Enjoy it. Go do some stuff. Like, stay off the internet, especially. You know how it is every 4 years, Christian. Once we get to fall every 4 years and these kind of cycles, oh my God, stay off the internet. Stay off the internet. It's just wall to wall. We're trying to scare you. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yep. You got it. That's the truth.
Yeah. All right. Well,
now that we've got everybody nice and pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, we didn't give opinions except to, get the fuck off the crazy shit in the negativity. I think everybody should be able to agree with that. But anyway, so getting into like what's been on tap. I went and saw Speak No Evil, Christian. Now I know everybody, the trailer got memed. Okay, it got memed. Everybody talked about that damn trailer. And if you went and saw a movie in the last 3 months, you saw that trailer. You just did. And when I tell you I had no interest in the movie, I couldn't be more serious. I was like, this looks so generic. Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I really, really, really liked it. Like, really liked it. I think James McAvoy was a big part of that because he's so damn good in the movie. But I actually really liked it. And I've been surprised. It didn't open very big. And it's just kind of doing ho-hum numbers, even though it got great reviews from critics and fans. Like, people seem to be like, this is a banger, but it's not bringing in the bucks. So it leads you to wonder, does word of mouth really even matter? I mean, does it really even matter that much anymore? Like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I
I
mean,
didn't mean to take a breath like I was about to
no,
start talking.
that's basically the question, but it's like, I think back to other movies. Renfield. People loved Renfield. I loved it. After the fact, of course, but I loved it. But nobody went and saw it. And like, speak no evil. People are really liking it. Not a lot of people are going to see it. And so it's just like, it makes you wonder, like, does it really matter? Or are we just really in a time right now where it's like, these established IPs are what people want. They don't want the new. They want like what they're familiar with.
I mean, it's kind of like the age-old thing at this point. I feel like this has been a thing for a while. It's like, what's the meme? It's like, I say meme, but like it's like a curse. People will scream, "We need new properties," blah blah blah. But then when it comes out, they tank.
No, yep, nobody goes and sees it.
And I'm keeping my mouth shut because, well, that's not true. I haven't done that this year, but like I haven't gone and seen See No Evil. Part of that is because I gave up watching trailers. So I'd have to go see it just based on hearing people tell me to go see it, which of course I will see it. If it's in the theater or not, that's another thing. But I don't know, dude. It's kind of interesting how some stuff just takes off. Again, you could speak to this better than I can. People were telling me, "Oh, Christian, I know you never watched the trailers for Longlegs, but that was one of the most brilliant marketing campaigns I've ever seen." That's what I was hearing from people.
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It really was good. It did not show you anything. You didn't see Nick Cage in the trailers. You did not see him.
And maybe that's the trick. Don't show them anything. Yep. You know, sometimes less is more. It used to, I mean, it worked in the 70s. It worked in the 80s. It worked in the 90s. You know?
Yeah.
I really think a trailer you'd have to speak to me. You said you saw the trailer and then it wasn't anything like what you thought it was, or?
Well, it just looked so generic Blumhouse.
And I mean that's probably why people didn't go.
Yeah, it just looked like, oh, there's another Blumhouse movie, and this really looks and feels like a Blumhouse movie. I don't know. I've seen so many Blumhouse movies like this, and I think the thing that separated it, dude, because the trailer pretty much tells you what the movie's about, and if you've seen the Danish version from just 2 years ago, you already know what the movie's about. It wasn't about that. Dude, the performances were like next level good. Like, it was to the point where it's not even just McAvoy. McAvoy's incredible in the movie, but like Mackenzie Davis, I think that's her name. She's the wife. She's so good in it. Like, I was like, oh my God, like these people are giving it their all. And I was really impressed with the script. And as a film fan, I think you can understand this. And this sounds so like inside baseball douchebaggery, but it's true. You ever watched a movie and something gets brought up, something minor, like, oh, that knife had peanut butter on it. And then an hour later, the movie circles back to that fucking peanut butter. Like, something that just got dropped early in the movie that seemed like a nothing burger ends up playing a really big part. There were multiple things like that in this movie where I'm in the third act and something's coming full circle and I'm like, no shit, holy crap. Like, and that's a really good script. Like, that is whoever wrote that shit, they had that shit locked in. They knew what they were doing. So I think the pace of it just works really well. It flows really well because it's well written and the performances are just top notch. So I wasn't even in it like, oh my God, I'm so surprised. What's going to happen next? No, I knew. I've seen the Danish movie. There is some differences here, but like I knew. But it was still so good. Like it was just really good. I would say it's probably my favorite McAvoy performance after Split. I think it's the second best performance I've seen him do. Split being one of the best I've ever seen. Like, for an actor.
Great. Split is fantastic. Yeah, dude, I really think it could be that. I think it may be the trailer thing. I really do, because take a step back for a second. Would you say the Halloween trailers were good that they did? Take your fandom. I know it's probably impossible for any of us. I think the answer is no, because all they do is throw a bunch of shit at the screen in a minute change and make it seem as bombastic as possible and give you the whole fucking movie.
I think the best one was Kills. And I think that was just because it looked so badass. Like, the movie's full of action. So the trailer was full of action. So it wasn't. I've actually. It's funny you mentioned that. A couple weeks ago, I went back and rewatched all these trailers for the. No, out of curiosity, I was. It wasn't just those trailers. I was like watching older movie trailers. Well, it was actually because I was making a video, so I was trying to clip.
Oh, you're making a video. Okay.
No, I was. I did a video on Halloween 2018 last month. That was the impetus for it. And I was going back to the trailer to clip stuff so I could overlay it on my video. And as I was watching the trailer, I was like, this isn't that good. Like, why was the hype in 2018 for people like you and me just because, like, holy shit, Halloween's back after like 10 years? Because like the trailer's not that good. I don't know.
I mean, they're Blumhouse trailers, is my point.
Yeah.
Let's look at the history of Blumhouse as of late. What's the last Blumhouse movie to do really, really well?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Does it had anything that's a monstrous movie.
Well-established IP, yes. Well-established.
I think that's the name of the game with them. You know, if the marketing for Longlegs was as good as it was, that has to be a part of it, because you can't say, oh, well, it's Nicolas Cage, because my response is Renfield.
And also the trailer didn't show Nick Cage in it at all. So
you know what's kind of funny? If you watch the Renfield trailer, which I did, I don't think the trailer did it any justice. The movie's not as fast paced as that trailer made it seem. No. And I really feel like they almost edited it like a superhero movie. Because what's the big epitome of it? Like, you get to see him floating in the AA meeting that they have. I don't know if it was an AA meeting. It was kind of like a, you know what I'm talking about, like that scene. Yeah,
that scene's awesome.
Dude, they need to go back to basics with these trailers. Oh, dude, can we talk about Nick Cage for a minute? I watched a movie that was so fucking incredible that my wife forced me to watch because I thought it sounded stupid as fuck. And it was insane. You may not have seen this movie, and if you haven't, you have to go out of your way to watch it. It's a Nick Cage movie where he's kind of got like a bald head. It just came out a few years ago. God damn it. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it.
I'm searching right now. Nick Cage, bald head. What's it called? Butcher's Crossing?
No, hold on, I'll tell you.
Dream Scenario. Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude! There are can I tell you the premise of this?
Hit me.
This movie is probably one of my favorite Nick Cage movies of all time. Okay. Now, that movie you told me to watch about the end of the world with him, I've got that queued up.
Knowing? Yeah.
Yes. What's funny, because the reviews on that are abysmal, which means it's probably great.
You're gonna like it. I know you will.
Listen to this. And this is just the basic premise of Dream Scenario. Nick Cage is a college professor guy, normal guy, family guy, nothing special about him. All of a sudden, people start having dreams across the fucking state and around him, and he's just appearing in their dreams. And people start describing to him the dreams that they're having. I know it sounds a little silly, but some of these dreams are visually, dude.
It sounds freaky.
Visually, listen. Some of these dream sequences that they show that people describe to him, because he becomes a sensation. Like, Mystery Man appears in everyone's dreams, and like nobody understands what's going on. Then he starts meeting up with people, and he's like, what did you have happen? And this one guy was like, so I wake up and I'm in this field, and there's this naked person over here standing a few feet away, and he's got a knife and he's covered in blood. And then there's a butler that starts chasing me, and he's like rabid, and they're showing the sequence, and then I'm running, and then I see you, and I run right past you, and you just kind of look at me, and then it kind of fades away. And like, they actually show some of the dreams people describe, Nick. They're fucking disturbing. I can't tell you the ending, obviously. That's the plot of the movie. I didn't buy it on Blu-ray when it came out. I didn't watch it. I thought it sounded stupid as hell. Cindy was like, Christian, Nick Cage. And I was like, just fuck it, put it on. Because I wanted to watch Seinfeld. And she's like, no, just put it on. Dude, I stayed up all night. I finished. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. watching it, and I had work the next morning. But I was so enthralled by it. I finished it. It's fucking incredible. It's.
Did you do a video on it?
No, I didn't. I need to, but I'm
Isn't
here.
it-
This is my video. This is
Yeah,
my
well,
video.
and those are the best, man. Like when you are just watching something kind of blind, and then it like grabs you, and afterward you're like, I have to go.
I'm a
record something.
jackass. Yeah.
Like I have to go put this on my channel, even if nobody cares. I need to vent about this because this was the shit. Like I love experiences like that. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, Nick Cage is one of those guys. You can't really do wrong. Nick Cage the movie actor equivalent of like Creed and Nickelback? You know, like
I'm gonna tell you what I think he is today, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I think he is today's. People are gonna say Christian's a fucking idiot. I think he is today's Peter Cushing or Vincent Price.
okay.
I think he can do it all.
I would agree that you could put him in pretty much any role. I mean, look, I've seen him do comedy. I've seen him do drama. I've seen him do horror. I've seen him do action. I mean, not a lot of people are that malleable. You know, a lot of actors, they can do one or two really well. They try it, you know, other genres. It doesn't really work. But yeah, Nick Cage, you could pitch any movie to me, any genre, and tell me Nick Cage is in it. And I'm not going to go, how's he going to pull that off? Right. It's like, oh, no, it's Nick Cage. Like, I'm sure he can do it. He doesn't get enough love, man. He really does. And I know I'm saying that to somebody that loves Nick Cage. And I know you've sung his praises for years and years, but I feel like even you can admit he's almost a bit like a meme to a lot of people. Like, I don't think he's taken seriously enough.
No, because he's had moments in movies that are memeable. Because like he makes a face in the movie Face Off. This it's all over the internet. Mm-hmm. But when you dig, man, it's funny because he said his favorite movie he's ever done is a movie called Pig, which came out in 2020, 2019. Yep. It's amazing. I mean, it's really good. Do I think it's his best? Far from it. But it's a great movie. I think he really likes the character and everything and that. But he's very, very round in the sense that if you give him a character to do, he can do it. Now, a movie I didn't like so much was one he did with Pedro Pascal. It was called the power of the superpower. It's got a silly name.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The poster is them in a convertible. The two
it's
of them
him. It's Nick Cage being Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a fake. I thought it was a fake movie. I didn't like it. Interestingly enough, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is the name of it.
Yes. Yeah.
So interestingly enough, I didn't like the movie. I didn't like it at all, quite frankly. Interestingly enough, I go online to look up reviews and stuff. I come across a video of Nick Cage. Nick Cage doesn't like it himself either. And I'm like, well, that's interesting because I sure as hell didn't like it. And then I hear what he says. Nick Cage says, I took the role because it was interesting to be able to play yourself. I haven't done that on film before. The director says, I need you to be Nick Cage. And he goes, that's not who I am. I'm actually a very relaxed kind of guy. Well, I don't want that. I want the memes. And so Nick did his job like a professional actor. And that's what he is. He's dramatic. He's somewhat over the top. And I thought it was fake. So I didn't like the movie at all. I would not recommend the movie, to be honest with you. So I'm with Nick Cage there. I wanted to see Nick Cage because he's actually a chill dude. Watch him on the red carpets when IMDb goes up to him or Letterboxd. They say, give me your top 4 movies. That's Nick Cage. You know, he's very, you know, he talks kind of slow. He talks kind of syrupy. His words slowly pour out. Like, that's who he is. And that's who I like. I don't want the meme. So, yeah, that really bummed me out. I think he needs to redo on that. I think he needs to do another movie where he can really be himself.
Yeah, it was funny listening to Mika Monroe talk about Longlegs again on the Boo Crew podcast. She said that she didn't meet Nick until the day of the
scene
interrogation room. Yeah. Where the holding cell, whatever it is.
Incredible.
That was the first time she met Nick Cage. And she was like, so I'm meeting Nick Cage in the full getup. And she's like, it was so weird because he's like, how you doing? I'm a big fan. Like doing his Nick Cage thing, like complimenting her and like being his soft spoken, like kind of quirky guy that he is, and in the whole fucking Longlegs get up, and like this was after the scene, of course, like because she walked in, she tells the story. She's like, I was outside the room, and Oz Perkins didn't let me see him until they said, action, and I walked in the door and saw him sitting there, and that was the first time I saw him, and yeah, I mean, but everybody that's ever worked with the dude, and she talked about it too, and so did Oz Perkins, because he was on an episode of the Boo Crew talking about Longlegs, and he was like, dude, Nick is awesome. Like, he'll come up to you, and he's not the type of actor that's like giving you notes about your script, or he's coming to you going like, hey, like, how can I do this the way you want me to do it? Like, he doesn't ad lib. Oz Perkins says he didn't ad lib one line.
He's a pro.
He said everything that Longlegs says in the movie, I wrote. Like, he didn't.
I mean, you'd like to think that the son of fucking Anthony Perkins can write good shit anyway, but
yeah.
Point taken.
It's just crazy because a lot of these actors have ego, especially people established as Nick Cage. They'll read a script all the time and be like, what if I say this here? And a lot of directors will oh, okay, cool, yeah, let's try it. Nick didn't do that. He got the script and was like, cool.
I tell you what was so great about Longlegs. It's so funny because as we're talking, this fucking magazine keeps staring me in the face with that fucking doll. When I say I didn't know crap from Crisco, all I knew that Nick Cage was in it. I had no idea that it was. I didn't put two and two together that was Anthony's kid, because Anthony was gay, but I'm guessing he was straight enough to have a family.
Well, back then too, it was definitely more taboo. So a lot of them tried to be straight for a while, and they were like, you know what, nah.
So I didn't put two and two together. I read that magazine before the movie came out. On the front cover, it says Longlegs is coming for you. Why You Won't Escape, Oz Perkins Occult Horror Masterpiece. Still, I didn't put two and two together. I didn't realize he had a kid. Mm-hmm. So to not know that, to not know Micah Monroe was in it, when I saw her in it, I was like, oh shit. Yes. Like, I don't know, dude. Probably one of the best movie experiences I've had since Halloween 2018. Because even though I'm not as high on the movie, I can't deny like it was a roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
But my point is, it was such this experience. This can be done. You can make classics. Is Longlegs a classic? You're damn right it's going to be a classic. Who's going to deny that? I think the movie was brilliant. And what I love about it, Nick, and I'm not bullshitting, I love it when people either are they get it and they love it, or they don't like it. I shouldn't say get it. That's kind of obnoxious to say. They're with it and they love what they see, or they just hate it. That's how you make films that last, not indifferences. Not it's okay. Those movies are going to go. They're going to be forgotten. Nobody's forgetting Longlegs. And I pray to God there's never any sort of sequel or anything. It's sequel proof in my opinion, but then again, I don't know. A lot of stuff is probably sequel proof, but they did it anyway. I mean, for God's sakes, they killed Pamela at the end of Friday the 13th. But and then they had 12 movies after that. But my point is, dude, fucking incredible. But for the people that say it's one of my worst movies this year, that's cool. And I love that because, dude, that's how you make classics. You either fucking love them or you hate them. For all the jackasses out there that want to talk shit about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you're talking about it. You're fucking talking about it. You're talking about it. As negative as you may sound, you're still going to talk about it.
And you all watched my video that said Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is a masterpiece. I
have to re-review that this year. I said I was going to. I haven't watched a Halloween film yet. I haven't watched a Halloween film in a while. I'm ready. I'm excited to watch Halloween stuff this year. I didn't watch Halloween stuff last year for Halloween.
Do you wait till October 1st?
I don't know.
I do. I usually do.
I don't know. I don't think about it like that. Like maybe tomorrow I'm going to sit down and watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And I want to do a big video just like watching the movie again and my experience with it. I haven't done. I was doing them last year a little bit, or maybe it was I think it was 2 years ago now. I did Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Last year was Saw, wasn't it? Saw was the series you and Sydney went back to last year, right? And then the year before that, it was Paranormal Activity. Or what? Do I have that reversed?
I think 2 years ago was Paranormal Activity because 2022 was when that box set came out. What did I do last
I
year?
think last year was
Oh,
Saw, leading up to Saw X, right? Or was that 3 years ago? I don't know. God, that's how long we've been doing this.
Saw was definitely last year. That's my little Billy right there. Saw was definitely last year. There you go. Oh, dude, I got to go to Cinemark tomorrow and see if I can find that Pennywise popcorn bucket. Have you seen that?
It's still at mine. Yeah, I was there the other day when I saw
Oh, they
Speaking of
had
Evil.
it?
Yeah.
You didn't get the Pennywise? Oh, dude, the Pennywise looks awesome.
It
Unless
does,
he looks like
but
shit in person. I don't know.
It's not as good in person as the pictures. I can say that. It's still good, but it was also more expensive than any of the ones I bought before. I was like, how much is the Child's Play one? She was like, I think it's 20 or 25. And the Pennywise, she's like, it's like 30. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. Like,
you have way more willpower than me. I want the Pennywise one, but I'll tell you this, dude. Out of all the ones they've ever done, I still think that the Scream one is you're not beating that. Like, it's literally perfect. And it was the first. It's literally the design on it is. I mean, they're ridiculous for eating popcorn out of. You kind of look like a jackass.
I did.
But they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. So the Scream one is just sensational. The Billy one's good too, but it's over the top.
The thing about this one, Christian, is like, yeah, the detail is great. Like, it is great, and I love it. But I think the reason that a lot of people go back to this one is because this was like the first one that really was like a big deal.
Where it came out of nowhere too.
They were driving towns over to find them. And
now they're milking that cow.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I went in like 2 weeks before the movie came out, and they had them because they had just got them, and I bought them. And then I just saw online it exploded. People are like, they're gone everywhere. And I remember going to the theater the next week, and they were like, oh yeah, we sold out like the next day. And I was like, that's crazy.
So it reached a silly point, but it was so cool, dude. The alien heads that came out were like, this is them literally milking the teat as much as it'll go, and they're making fucking big ass alien heads, which is just sensational.
I shared the Venom one to my story yesterday, and I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna show it to you. I don't care. I really don't care. Or did I delete it? No, I didn't. Okay. That's the fucking Venom one, dude.
Oh, I want that.
I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. It's big. Like, yeah.
You want to know where my fandom is with those characters? It's really this simple. So when I was little, my dad was my dad's not a video gamer whatsoever, but for some reason he would always buy me Sega consoles when I was a kid. So I was the only kid in my neighborhood that had the Sega Dreamcast. Nobody had the Sega Dreamcast with me, and they had these games on them. They're actually collector's items now, and I got them brand new in 1999, 2000. It was called Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah,
and I used to play those games all the time. And my duo was this: Venom and McMahon. Those were my two characters I would get every time. And I loved Venom on the game. He was a great character. And Captain America, I loved getting too. But like, dude, I used to be obsessed with those games. I just wish I could get into the movies. They're not my cup of tea, but I like the characters from the video games. And, you know, the fact that there wasn't a Spider-Man head is kind of criminal. But I don't think it had come out yet. It came out too early.
No Way Home. Dude, if that would have come out this year, you'd have been able to get 3 different ones. Whichever Spider-Man was your favorite. Yeah,
like, it would have been totally insane. Although I every now and again I'll see stories that'll say Spider-Man 4 coming.
It is. They announced the director last week, but here's the thing.
Sam?
No, this is what you're talking about.
I'm out.
You're talking about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. I was talking about Marvel Spider-Man 4. That is happening, but Sam Raimi has been on record the last 2 years saying, yeah, I'm absolutely down to do it. It's like, and there have been rumors circulating for a while that they believe Sony apparently. This all ties into this conversation, Christian, because Venom, this is the last Venom movie. And I don't know why. The first 2 movies have made a ton of money. Fans love them. Critics don't love them. Who gives a shit? Fans love them. I love them. I've had a great time. I think Tom Hardy's great in the role. So I'm really sad that they're not milking it. They're doing a trilogy and they're done. And I'm like, damn. So a lot of the reporting is that Sony, after this and after Kraven comes out in December, they don't really know what they're doing with their Spider-Man universe after that. So The rumors percolating around Hollyweird are that a lot of people believe that after these 2 movies come out this year and there's really no future plans, they're going to go to Sam Raimi and be like, do it. Like, do your Spider-Man 4. And Tobey Maguire said, too, when he came back for No Way Home, he was asked about it. Would you do it? And he's like, if Sam did it, yeah. And then Kirsten Dunst was asked, and she said the same thing. If Toby and Sam did it, yeah, I'd come back. And I feel like that's naturally where it's going to go. Because where are we at, dude? We're in an age where people love that. Let's revisit these characters. Deadpool and Wolverine. You get Wolverine back, and everybody's all happy. Logan, a couple years before that. Like, it just seems like the natural progression for Sony would be, let's do a grizzled Spider-Man. Let's bring middle-aged Tobey Maguire back. Like, what is his life like now? And dude, I'd eat that shit up, and that movie would make over $1 billion. It'd be huge.
Dude, I watched a movie with Tobey Maguire that was so fucking good. He goes to war. He's got a wife and kids. Comes
back. His brother's been fucking his wife. Yeah, has that whole meltdown in the kitchen.
But the thing is, they never fucked. They had a moment where they did a peck kiss.
Yeah,
but she thought he was dead.
Yeah, they were having. It was more of an emotional thing. Like, it was more of like she grew really close to his brother.
And that's that scene where he breaks. What's the name of that movie?
For
the people at home,
I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
He like rips the door off the microwave. He's throwing
brothers. I knew it was brothers. Yes, brothers.
Listen, guys. It's an incredible movie, and it's so sad because, these guys, they go off to war, and they come back, and the real war for some of them starts when they get back here. It's horrible. But it's a gripping movie. It's not a movie that makes you feel good. It's a movie that just gives it to you straight about what. And
it's true. We don't take good enough care of our veterans. We never have.
That's why I'll say First Blood is one of the greatest movies ever made. And it's real. I mean, that was real shit.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen First Blood, I mean, if you're gonna say, Christian, what do you think is the greatest movie ever made? I'm gonna tell you it's First Blood. Not Return of the Living Dead, it's First Blood. But it's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, objectivity is important. I mean, I've told you a million times. Halloween's my favorite movie. I don't think it's the best horror movie ever made, just because it's my favorite. It's not the best. Again, now you've got me. Now I've got this hopium. I'm like, bring me Spider-Man 4, because I got to tell you the truth, man. I've never been into the Marvel Spider-Man movie. I've never been into the Marvel movies. I just haven't. The only reason they got me to see that one was because they brought the OGs back, the guys I wanted to see.
I mean, I watched it because of that. I bought the movie because of that.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on, but
yeah. Well, once you get to the second half of the movie, you're like, oh, this is great. Like, cool. And so, yeah, it's worth your time. But yeah. And then, okay, so, dude, we're coming up on, I mean, for me at least, I'm excited for the next couple months. I mean, I really, really, really am. We've got Joker. Going to be there day one. Venom. We've got Nosferatu. We've got Terrifier. I mean, I'm going to be at the theater a lot. I'm going to be there. Are you still on that hill that Nosferatu is the movie for you this year?
Yeah. I am. I got faith in Robert. I think this is finally going to be the Dracula movie that does really well. My fear, though, is just it's going to be really good, but people aren't going to go see it still. But I don't know, man. It's weird, right? It comes out on Christmas Day. I'm not going to see it on Christmas Day, for God's sakes, but I need it to do good, dude. I really can't take a third Dracula movie tanking. I loved Last Voyage of the Demeter. I thought it was so good. And I remember saying to myself, this movie is gorgeous. Nobody saw it. And I'm not judging, because God knows you were talking about movies just a second ago that I haven't seen in the theater. So it's not that. It's just my luck is the movies I do end up being so passionate about, they tank. That's just my dumbass luck. Man, Longlegs was an exception.
Yeah. Well, I feel it. I mean, I'm in the minority here, but I was somebody that really dug The Crow, as we talked about before, and to see it flop so hard, I was like, that sucks. I would have loved to see Bill Skarsgård come back in that role. I had a really, really good time with the movie. And it tanked, brother. Like it made like 21 million.
I'm actually
So
really surprised. I thought it was going to be huge.
so did I. So did I.
That's crazy that it
That is
tanked.
the one L I've taken this year on my box office predictions. I said it in the last episode. It's still the only L. The only one I was wrong about so far. There are other movies I predicted. We'll see how they do, but that's the L I've taken. I said that movie was going to do well, and it did not.
It shit the bed. Oh, wow. That is wild to think about. What are you going to do? I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, I kind of talked about this a little bit ago, but dude, is it weird to you? Like, does it kind of mess with your head to think like it's October in less than 2 weeks? Like less than 2 weeks.
No, because the older I get, time becomes nothing.
It's a flat circle.
It's wild, you know. I'm trying not to. I've been good about it this year. I'm trying not to overload my Halloween spirit so early, because last year, dude, by the time it was like October 1st, I was done. I've only gone to Spirit 3 times this year. That's it. Usually by now I've gone 30. I've gone 3 times. I've watched some horror movies, of course. I watched a lot of horror movies, but that's just because I always like to. But I haven't watched them in the sense that, oh, it's Halloween time. Like I just watched the stuff I want to. Like my last thing I've been doing right now, dude. I made this whole video about the See No Evil movie with Kane. And I was watching that and talking about that and how much I love that and See No Evil 2. But I didn't really treat that as, oh, it's Halloween time. Let's talk about this. Like I was just passionate to do stuff about that. But coming up, I really am excited to watch some Halloween movies. I have not watched Halloween movies in a while. So time's going by, but I am very excited to enjoy the month. I'm excited to go see Terrifier 3. You know, I think Sydney's going to come with me to go see that.
You going to get the popcorn bucket?
Yeah, I got to see, though, because it's looking like you can only order it. Like, it's not going to be at the theaters, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I could be wrong on that, but it's just like online. I saw one cinema was like online only. I think it was Regal. And then Cinemark posted about it. So I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get it. If not, I'm going to order it. But the funny thing is when you go to order online, they're not shipping until March of next year.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, people were telling me, like, yeah, Christian, did you see you can order the bucket, but it doesn't ship till March 2025? I'm like, I don't want it by then.
What's the point? So you can take it to Terrifier 4? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What'd you think of that trailer, by the way?
I don't watch trailers.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. I'm done. I don't watch trailers. And when people ask me why, I'm going to say, I'm already going to see the movie. I don't need to be convinced. I don't want to see anything else about the movie.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't done it. You know, more power to the people that do them still. I haven't done a trailer reaction in probably 2 years or more on my channel. I just don't do them. I don't do them anymore. Like, I still watch trailers, don't get me wrong. But like you, if I know I'm going to see it, I know I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Content's content. I get that. That's fine. But for me, it's like, dude, why am I sacrificing seeing part of a movie when I don't have to? I know I'm going to go see it. God knows I've got enough shit I can do. But yeah, I'm done. I'm not watching trailers, dude. And if people wonder, well, Christian, how do you know what you're interested in? Well, my friends will tell me, dude, you need to go see this movie. Or I read about it. Like I have subscriptions to all these magazines, and then I'll read about the director will talk about the movie, and I'll be like, oh wow, man, this does sound really good. And I'll see an image, I'll see a still shot of the movie, right? I'll see a still shot of this movie, and then I'll be like, wow, this sounds really dark. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. So that's how I do it. So yeah. I don't know. That's just me. Most people will be like, Christian, you're stupid. Like, just watch the goddamn trailer. But no, I don't want to. I don't want to watch trailers.
Where are we at on the Voodoo this year? What are you thinking? I saw you did a short. I didn't watch it. I loved it. I have a 12-pack in my fridge.
I thought it was better than last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Last year's was a little I thought last year's was a little medicine-y. This year, people were telling me that it's supposed to be
I'm getting a little pineapple.
That was what, last year's or
This year. I'm getting a little pineapple with this one.
maybe so. Maybe so. I can't put my finger on it. The comment sections were saying, "Oh, it's gummy worms," or it's like gummy bear flavored. The aftertaste is punches. It's good. It's better than last year, so I like it. I like it. We always save a can from each year. I don't know if you do that. So we've got one.
Yeah, I do stuff like that.
Yeah. So I
I've
like
got
it. I got to try
I
a
can't-
bottle though. I think the bottle might have a little bit more of a kick.
Yeah.
So,
I
get a bottle.
I've got a Bud Light can from Super Bowl 50 just because that was the 50th Super Bowl. So the can art was just really cool. I keep cans sometimes. I still have a Halo 3 Game Fuel can, Christian. A Halo
Nice.
3. Yeah. Now it's gone. I drank it. But yeah, no, it's I do that too. I got tagged on Twitter by Davey Deathray. Davey. And it was, I think, like a challenge to try the Oreo Coke. I think it's what it was.
I did
People
a
were
review on that too.
people were doing it, and he tagged me. He was like, "I'm tagging you to try it," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll probably do that this weekend, and I'll do something and make a little short or whatever about it." But it's disgusting.
Putrid was my exact words. 0 out of 10 putrid.
Is that most people's consensus about it too?
I mean, I don't trust anybody that likes it. I can tell you that. If anybody says
Well,
they likes it, I don't trust them.
I don't like Oreos. Yeah, I know.
You surely wouldn't like them in Coke, then.
Yeah. I like the chocolate outer. I hate the fucking filling. So like
that's crazy. Now that's just psycho.
No. We were at the store last week and my son saw the Halloween ones and he just grabs a bag and puts it in the cart. I was like, I didn't say I was buying these. He's like, well, I want them. And I was like, okay, they're the Halloween ones, so all right, I'll buy them. And we'd get home and he wanted to munch on some, so I was taking the inner part out and like sandwiching it in another one so he could have that, and then I was just eating the 2 outer cookies.
That's dude, you're the only person I've ever heard say that. I love the cream, dude.
Everybody does. I know. Especially the Halloween one, it's orange. Like, isn't that so cool? Did you ever try one of the most disgusting things I've ever fucking tried in my life was the Swedish fish Oreos.
Sure. I tried all. I usually try all of them.
They were disgusting.
I didn't like those. What was one that I really liked? Toffee was pretty good. I remember getting that. What else was there that was pretty good? The pumpkin pies are okay. Come on, Christian. What else was there? There's one that I really, really liked. There's staples that I'll get every now and again, like birthday cake's really good. It's got a little bit of sprinkles in the cream. And tiramisu, I think that's what it was. I could be wrong, but there's one of them that's just like,
they did do that. I didn't try it, but I do remember seeing them.
That might have been the one I was like, God damn, these are so good.
I'm about to be 30 and I've never tried tiramisu, so
it's an expensive kind of like weird dish. Sydney went to culinary school, so every now and again she'll make some. It's good shit, but no, it's weird. It's like I'll get through these weird kicks where I'll refuse to eat Oreos, and I'll tell Sydney, let's get Keebler cookies. Like, nobody eats Keebler Elf stuff anymore. Like, when I was a kid, that's all we ate, and then like all of a sudden, like, no. So every now and again, we'll get the Keebler brand with the little elf.
Yeah, dude, I remember the commercials of them in the tree. Yeah.
It's like they're like a distant third now. It's like Oreo, Chips Ahoy, and then down below that is like the Keebler Elf cookies. So,
do you ever have? I don't know if it's a
Keebler Elf.
I don't know if it's a regional thing. Famous Amos cookies.
Oh yeah, that guy was on Shark Tank, man. They told the story about how he dwindled his company down to where he literally was like pushed out of it completely. He kept diluting himself, and he was trying to push another cookie brand, and all the sharks were like, dude, nobody wants your new cookies. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Famous Amos is good shit, man.
Yeah, you don't see him a lot anymore. Yeah,
we have them at my job. We have them like in our vending machines. It's like the 2-packs.
Yeah.
We get those at work.
Fuck, dude, it just slipped my brain. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. We were talking about food. I'm trying to backtrack here. So like Oreos, tiramisu. It'll come to me. But while I'm thinking about it, Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the last. Is Mountain Dew Pitch Black not out this year? I haven't seen it come back this year. And that's my favorite Mountain Dew.
I don't think I've seen it either. I don't know. When's the last time Pitch Black came out?
I want to say last year. I want to say Mark had posted that he had ordered some last year, or maybe it was early this year. I can't remember. But for a blast from the past, for some of you guys listening, that used to be their Halloween one. That would come out around Halloween time years and years ago, and then it disappeared for years, never came back. And then they were like, "Oh, we'll bring it back in the summer," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
So, all right, so here we go. Pitch Black was Mountain Dew flavor released in Halloween season of 2004. It has had many limited time releases and eventually became a permanent flavor until 2021. It returned for a brief limited time in January 2023. After that, the only production of Pitch Black was in certain gas stations as an exclusive fountain flavor until January 2024, and now remains available in some countries. I think it was discontinued. I read that on something. It said it was just discontinued. I don't think it's coming out this year.
Just bullshit. I mean, it's a top tier Mountain Dew flavor.
Let me see. Let me go down to the.
On April
8th, 2024, the official Mountain Dew Twitter account announced that they would be giving out a pair of special edition of Pitch Black exclusive bottles to fans who shared. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I think it's canceled. I think it was discontinued in America. That sucks.
Let's go to what, eBay?
You may have
see if you can buy it on eBay. What I was going to ask you was, are you going to watch The Penguin?
I feel like I should probably know what that is.
It's the series after the Batman.
No.
Okay.
I know, dude. Like I'm like in this sense, I am like an old man where I just know there's something about the superhero stuff, dude. I can't. I'm gonna sound so disrespectful.
$30.
I can't take it seriously whatsoever. It's just a joke to me.
Well, this is just focusing on the Penguin. Batman's not even in it. It's all about the crime in Gotham and stuff, like the crime ring, the mob. That's all it's about. So, in that sense, like, I totally get what you're saying, but yeah, this is simply just about Gotham City.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like superhero or anything like that.
Dude, I'm not really even overly thrilled with Friday the 13th's new show. Like,
I'm not either.
I think people really need to be worried now. I think losing Frank Darabont is a terrible thing. I think he was the guy that was going to make the actual fans happy. Now, without him and whoever they got now, dude, like, I'm really concerned. And I said this a while back. I think I said this to Garrett, and I'll say it to you. I really think I would rather take my chances with Jason Blum than A24 at this point. I'm not even kidding.
Hearing all of what we heard about behind the scenes, man, that report that came out about just how sloppily this is being done, it's like, I'm kind of with you. Say what you will about Blumhouse. I mean, Blum, he'll give treatment to established IP, like he will. A24, I just never knew if it was the right home for it. I wasn't excited when they announced it.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'm so glad Halloween didn't go there either. I just don't see it. I think.
Yeah, but we're still going to get a fucking series.
I have more faith in that with Miramax. Which, by the way, who the fuck owns Miramax now? Like, who is Miramax still Disney, or did they separate?
Yeah, it's Disney.
Okay. Well, obviously, I know that the Weinstein separated from Miramax in 2004, I think. But I was wondering what happened to Miramax. Is that still under Disney's? Which I don't know how Disney can afford to do shit, but
I don't know how Miramax can. What's the last movie you saw with a Miramax logo aside from the Halloween trilogy? Nothing. I didn't even know they were still in the game. Like, I thought it's almost like Miramax is the house that Halloween built in a way. Like, that's what they're known for. You'd see Miramax before that, Scream, early Scream, and Hellraiser and stuff. Now they're not a part of Scream.
Dude, it's so bizarre how convoluted these movies are, because I remember we did a show we did a show talking about the making of Halloween 2018. I remember I was doing videos. I was reading that book and literally making videos from the book.
Mhm.
And we got to the 2018, and that's when I was like, hey, let's do a live stream and making of this movie. It's so crazy how people don't realize how convoluted it gets, because I remember this was a whole thing when we found out that Halloween 6, 7, and 8 were coming out in 4K. I was like, I remember telling you, hey, do you think you can ask Sean Clark if he knows why the Rob Zombie films weren't coming out? And then you were like, yeah, let me go ask him. And you told me, he said licensing issues, they couldn't get them. And I remember I went on my channel and I was just like, so guys, from what I was being told, it sounds like there's licensing issues. People were like, that makes zero sense. Miramax has all those movies. And I remember I would be like, no, they don't. And I understand why people think that, but I don't think people realize that when the Weinsteins left, they started the Weinstein Company as their own thing. But then at the same time, the agreement was the Weinsteins could do the next Halloween films, in essence, the Rob Zombie films, but in the same token, they still had to be Dimension movies, which Dimension was a brand that I think Miramax made, which was their horror division. So instead of Miramax Dimension, now it's Weinstein Dimension. So it's like there's still so many hands in the fucking pies. I get why it's confusing, but I still don't think people realize how convoluted and whacked out the production of these movies are. Like the Halloween movies, you start the Halloween movie, Universal, Blumhouse, Miramax. You got all these fucking names in association with the making of these movies. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. You know? So
And if did we ever find out, or do we still not know where those rights reverted to for Rob's movies
they're
after
Lionsgate. They're Lionsgate.
They are Lionsgate now. Because the Steelbooks. The Steelbooks. Yeah.
So it was. It couldn't have been a year ago. It had to have been this year when I interviewed the Scream Factory creator. And this blew me away, Nick. We were talking about the box set from 2014. And I was like, how did you guys get the Rob Zombie movies? He goes, we didn't get them. And I'm thinking to myself, are you on drugs, dude? Like, I'm looking at the box set. There's definitely Rob Zombie's movies in there. And then he said this, Nick, and it makes perfect sense. He said, now, I think at that point, it still might have been it might not have been Lionsgate at that point. Maybe it was, because this was 2014 by this point. But regardless, it doesn't make a difference because Lionsgate's not licensing out those movies to him still. But he goes, the reason those movies are in the box set is because the only way we could sell them is by literally going to the company. I think he did say it was Lionsgate. People can go back and watch the interview. He goes, we literally had to just go to the company and literally buy a shit ton of discs from them. We just bought the movies from them. And so that's why those aren't Scream Factory discs in the box set. That's the company, the manufacturer's discs from the actual company. And so they did the same thing with Freddy versus Jason and the remake in the Friday the 13th box set. They didn't get the license to make their own discs and put their own special features and do their own cuts for them. They literally had to go buy discs from New Line to do that. So it's true. It wasn't false. And people would say, Christian, you're a dumbass. They're the same company, so licensing makes zero sense. No, it's not the same thing. And of course, when I say that, the people that comment that, they scurry away. You know, they don't say, sorry, Christian, I'm sorry I called you a dumbass. Like, you know, they just disappear back into fucking oblivion, which is just the beauty of, you know, saying stuff on the internet. I get it. A lot of people will say, oh, well, this is what I heard. And it's just like, why should I believe you? But I mean, guys, come on. Like, the stuff, what I said, you could easily look into. Like, yes, it wasn't the same thing. The Weinstein Company separated from Miramax it's a totally different license. But I don't know, dude. Like, I was really hoping this was going to be the year that Lionsgate was finally going to restore Rob's movies in 4K. I mean, what's so weird was like last year they did that House of a Thousand Corpses collection, this gorgeous big release for it and everything, and it was still just the same movie. Which, granted, for some reason, the Blu-ray of House of a Thousand Corpses literally looks insanely perfect. It's
Yeah,
one of the best looking Blu-rays of all time.
yeah.
But I still understand why people want a 4K. But now, of course, Lionsgate is going to want to do the same thing next year for Devil's Rejects, which is having its 20th anniversary. But they're not going to do a 4K. They're going to do they're going to do what they did for House of a Thousand Corpses last year. And it's just kind of a bummer because it's just like, man, those movies would look so cool on 4K from 16.
Well, I'm telling you, dude, I think part of that, we've talked about this. I think part of it's Rob. I think part of it too is I don't think he's I can't remember if it was Sean that told us that.
No,
Or,
it's me who told you that. I
oh,
remember
okay.
telling you there's an interview of him years ago telling people don't buy the Blu-ray of Devil's Rejects, get the DVD because the Blu-ray looks too good. I remember it's a famous thing, but I don't think it's him. I really don't think it's him. First of all, I don't think he has a say in that whatsoever. Maybe, but I doubt it. And second of all, I think Lionsgate has no reason to do it because number one, every time they throw those Halloween films out on Blu-ray, like 2 years ago, they did those no, it was last year, not 2 years ago. They did those blue steel books that look like 50s movies, and they did Rob Zombies 1 and 2. Dude, it probably sold like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So they continue to sell. So they probably are like, what's the point? And Rob clearly didn't have an issue with 3 from Hell coming out in 4K, but the reason that came out in 4K was probably because it was a new movie at the time, so that process was going to have to be done for home video anyway. So I don't know. I almost feel like Lionsgate doesn't like going back and doing that. They'll do it for some stuff, like they did Cabin in the Woods and they did other stuff. It could be Rob. There's a chance, but I seriously doubt it's him. I just think because the movies continue to sell very well on Blu-ray, they have no desire or feel the need to do it. That's my only guess. But I don't know.
But then
Something's going to have to give. They're going to have to do it soon.
yeah, and I do agree with you. I do think that is definitely probably one of the biggest reasons. But part of me, I would push back on Lionsgate or any company that would think that way because it's like, guys, business is all about profit margins, and I would say the profit margin on a 4K disc is probably at least 100%. You're probably making at least double what you spent to make that per unit that you move. And if these are selling like crack, which they are, because Halloween fans, myself included, just pick up all this stuff, the return on investment would be stupid for a 4K. So you would think, let's do it. Let's give it the works, best video and audio quality we can give it, and let's give it some new special features and some cool box art, and we'll make a shitload of money. Like you would think that would be something that they would be like, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. I almost wonder if part of it too is like the internet for the last 15 years or so has led a lot of people to believe, rightly or wrongly, that those are kind of like the black sheep of the series. Like a lot of people don't like those movies. So it's almost like, do we really want to go back and do 4Ks of these? Like, do people really want to see that?
Well, I mean, if what I'm saying is true and Lionsgate keeps putting the movies out on Steelbook and doing releases because they sell so well,
exactly.
I would think no, that would have no bearing. I don't know, man. You know what the funny thing is? I have somebody that I talk to that has told me, "Hey, listen, man, I have contacts with people at X, Y, or Z. If you ever want me to ask something, just tell me." And I have told them to ask something about some stuff, and you'd be surprised how the response is when I told him to ask about a certain movie. He'll tell me, he'll get back to me, he goes, when I told him about that movie coming out on 4K, his response is, "Oh, really? You think that would do well?" Like it's that belligerent of a response. Like, "Oh, you think we should?" And that could be the thing. Like, "Oh, do you think the Halloween Rob Zombies movies would sell well?" Well, yes.
Yes.
I don't know, dude. I want them. Who doesn't want them? Like, they're all shot on film. It's so cool. Like, please, man.
I want to ask you something in this realm here because I don't know if we really talked about this. I know we texted about it a month or so ago. Unfounded rumors were going around online by people saying that the Nightmare movies were, all coming next year on 4K, and it was a rumor, and it was gonna happen. And I know that you have contacts, and obviously, I'm not asking for information, but I'm just saying when you and I talked about it, you had said I haven't heard shit, so I'm not buying that. And then I remember it kind of died down a little bit. People stopped talking about it because I think a lot of people rightfully were pushing back, people that are in the know, and they were like, no,
Well,
that's not a thing.
so the reality is A Nightmare on Elm Street is going to sell extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sell extremely well. And I think New Line, and here's the thing, I asked Cliff about this. A lot of us were saying, oh, Scream Factory, they've got to be trying to do it. And then a lot of people would comment, Scream Factory should put out a box set. So Cliff had no problem talking about it. He says, Christian, I've gone to Warner Brothers. Sorry if I say New Line people, just know I mean Warner Brothers. It's all, you know what I mean. He said they refused to ever license it. And as a matter of fact, he said that they never even had it for a split second. And I know that you guys have probably heard me or Nick, probably more so me, say apparently they did have it for a little while, and I thought I had it under pretty good authority. And Cliff, I mean, what better of an answer could I have gotten from the guy who fucking created Scream Factory? Told me publicly on my show, we never had it, not even for a day. Never. So whoever told you that, they didn't have good information. I'm telling you, Christian, we never had it. And the reason we never had it is because they keep calling it an active franchise, which we've heard that rumor. We've heard that phrase because I know I'd heard it a number of times. I always said that, I was like, Nick, we're going to get in physical media when a new movie comes out because that's what happens. Mm-hmm. What just happened with Paramount a few months ago? The Crow came out on 4K, the original, because the new movie's coming out. If we get a new Elm Street film, I was like, that's when we get a new 4K. Thankfully, with the 40th anniversary, we get the first one. I did a video on this. Do I think the sequel's going to come out in 4K? Well, of course. But is it going to be something grandiose? Probably not. Like, the reality is, dude, I think what they're going to do is a double pack of 3 and 4 next year. And then a double pack after that of 4 and 5.
Would you be pissed if... And I would be pissed. So I could imagine you would be pissed because you're a stickler on this stuff way more than I am. If they came out and they were like, yeah, we'll do 4Ks of 2, 3, and 4. And then for 5 and 6 and New Nightmare, we're going to do 2K scans. Like, would you even buy it? Or would you just be like, fuck that?
So that kind of specificity on, like, we're going to take the negative and do a 2K scan on these movies for a big company, never in a million years would they do that. They're either just putting it back on Blu-ray or 4K. There's no in between. That is a thing you'll only see
Scream Factory does
boutique labels do. Yeah. Blue Underground, Scream Factory, that sort of thing. That's not something that I don't think I've ever seen a parent company like Warner or Paramount like do a 2K scan. I think that's truly just maybe in certain circumstances for massive titles. Like maybe Jaws was done in 2K back when the DVD came out. I could be wrong. But no, there's going to be no in between. It's going to be 4K or a new Blu-ray. I think they're going to do 4K. I really do think they'll do 4K. And I do hope that they'll do the work on 5 and things like that.
Does 2010 doesn't even have a 4K, does it?
No. And here's the interesting thing. Cliff now works with Arrow Video. And we're just now starting to see his imprint on the company. If you would have told me that Friday the 13th, 2009 was going to come out from Arrow Video, I would have been like, not in a fucking lifetime is that going to happen. But it did. Now, the licensing in these things are very strict. That's only a 4K release. There's no Blu-ray. A lot of times you'll buy movies from Walmart on 4K. It comes with the Blu-ray. The way they were able to license this is so strict. They could only license it on a 4K format, not Blu-ray. And the reason is because Warner Brothers would say, well, we can't we're not going to license you the movie to do on Blu-ray because we already have our Blu-ray out. Why would we want to compete with ourselves? We have a Blu-ray that's available for people to buy. So that's why the licenses is that strict. I do think that the remake is going to come out on 4K, and I think it's probably going to come from Arrow. I have no reason to suspect this. I have not talked to Cliff, but look at what's going on, man. Look at what Cliff is doing. Look at the title. Trick or Treat is coming from Arrow on 4K.
Yeah.
And I do think there was a rumor that the remake was going to come out for Elm Street. I think Cliff might have got it.
I'm just saying, I'm laughing because I know a lot of diehard Nightmare fans would be pissed that movie's getting a 4K before some of these other ones.
Well,
like,
guess what? I mean, Friday the 09 just came out, and the only one that's available right now is the original. Yeah. Part 2's coming, which is great, but I mean, it's one of those things where it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, at least there's some movement,
Yeah, I mean, I think that the overarching theme here that we've come back to many times over the years is like, look, man, appreciate what they did in their heyday for sure, but like Warner Brothers, I just don't know what they're doing over there, man. I truly don't. I don't.
I don't know.
I don't think they know what they're doing. I really don't.
No, and without The Conjuring, if The Conjuring hadn't come out, I wonder what that company would be doing horror-wise. It's hard to. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, they put all their eggs into that basket. I mean, aren't they behind Salem's Lot? They are. Yeah, and they're just dumping that to Max.
That's interesting. That's another thing I'm really excited to watch. When that drops, I'm watching. Can I talk to you about something else? It's not necessarily horror related, but yeah. I need you to watch this. September 25th, Mr. McMahon is coming out on Netflix. I know you're not a wrestling fan, but listen to me. This is not about wrestling. This is about a human being that there is literally nobody like on this planet. A guy that literally hasn't slept in 40 years. This is going to be the craziest, most insane documentary you will ever see in your life. So this is what happened. Vince finally decided he wanted to do a documentary about his life. Dude, nobody really knows. Nobody, especially fans, know what this guy is like. This is a guy that was a man who basically invented what we know as professional wrestling the way it is, right? There was wrestling, obviously, well before Vince was a promoter. But he turned it into what it is, the way we think of professional wrestling with Hulk Hogan, over the top. Like, he created all this. Nobody, especially fans, nobody knows what this guy likes in real life. Nobody knows what his favorite foods are. If he likes certain movie, like, nobody knows about Vince because his life has always been pro wrestling. He finally agreed to do a documentary about his life and who this man, what he really is. A few people that I've listened to on the wrestling podcast world have talked about some of the stuff he talks about from when he was a kid. And some of it is supposed to be fucking shocking, like dark, evil stuff.
Is this the guy that's catching shit right now that pretty much got excised from the community?
WWE? Yeah. So I'm going to explain this all to you. So Netflix agrees, okay, we're going to do this documentary about Vince. And for the first time, Vince is really going to spill the tea on his life. Nobody knows what this guy's life was really like. He's an enigma. I mean, Vince is one of the most famous people on the planet. Nick, what happened was they're starting to make this documentary. They were filming for like 3 years. All of a sudden, the Janelle Grant stuff comes out. This girl comes out. First, actually, what happened was 2 years ago, people found out that Vince had been taking WWE funds and paying hush money to women.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
That kind of came out, kind of went away. And then all of a sudden, this Janelle Grant stuff came out. And this dude, the worst allegations I've ever heard of. This woman was basically human trafficked. The stuff, the text messages that came out between her and Vince will bring you to a knee. They're so disturbing. fecal matter was involved in sex act, like crazy, insane shit.
Literally.
And Netflix was supposed to dump this documentary out 3 years ago, but as the stuff started happening, they stopped and they said our documentary just changed. So they were still filming after all this stuff started going on 2 years ago, and now it's coming out, and it's going to be half of it on Vince before this stuff starts happening, and apparently the other half is afterwards. And apparently Janelle Grant's lawyer and all, they came out and made a big statement about the documentary that's coming out next week. I got to go watch some of my people later on to see what the statement was from her representation. But this shit is, no pun intended, this shit is going to be the most, I'm telling you, Nick, you have to watch this. This, and for the people listening, this is not about wrestling. This is about one of the most eclectic human beings to ever walk our planet. To become as successful this guy he's not a normal human, Vince. And in the end, to see what he was doing, there's stuff that went on, Nick, that it's starting to come to light now that is truly troubling. We talk about, we're talking about, this woman singing for Linkin Park now, and people are like, screw her. She was friends with Danny Masterson. Dude, wrestling fans are just finding out about this woman named Ashley Massaro. She was a WWE diva, what they call the women's wrestlers. Apparently, and she's talked about this, but it's really gaining traction right now. This woman went to Iraq in 2005 or 6. They used to do a thing called Tribute for the Troops, where they would have a WWE Smack. There's 2 shows that were on TV, Raw and SmackDown. Surely you've passed them on TV.
Oh, yeah.
You have to know this.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch wrestling, and I know who Vince McMahon is.
So they did a thing called Tribute to the Troops, where they would have a SmackDown come on the week of Christmas, where they'd go to Iraq and perform a show for all the military. Well, the story came out, and I'll word this very carefully because I don't want this video to get demonetized or anything. This poor woman was apparently raped by some military personnel. She apparently said she spoke up about this, but it was buried. And the reason we're led to believe why is because of how bad it would look on the military at a time we're right in the throes of this war, weapons of mass destruction, about this whole thing. I mean, come on, guys. If anybody thinks that wasn't a shit show, come on. You're just not old enough to remember. But it was buried. Now, this poor Ashley girl, she carried on dealing with the PTSD of this. And maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I mean, she succumbed to dealing with that and not getting any vindication. And I think she started doing drugs, and she eventually killed herself. And now people are looking back at this and they're like, this is fucking crazy. And this is just one story of the crazy shit we'd heard about. Let me tell you one more. There was a wrestler called Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Big guy. Famous. In the 80s, he was one of the guys. There's a show called Dark Side of the Ring, which is fascinating. And again, this is stuff you don't have to be. This is not about wrestling. This is not about, who won during this. No. This is about real life. In the late 80s, Jimmy Superfly Snuka was traveling the territory with his then girlfriend at the time. And she died. The girlfriend died. Now, the public hears about this, and it's because of this accident. She fell, bumped her head, was concussed, and bled internally. The toxicology reports and the reports on what happened, the girl was horrible bruising, marks on the neck. I think she had cracking on the back of her skull, and her neck, her vertebrae was in shambles. The toxicologist, or not the toxicologist, but the mortician basically read a report like they're basically, and they showed the report on the show. This needs to be investigated as a homicide. The story goes that when the police came to a WWF event, to talk about this Snuka thing and what's going on. The story goes is that Vince went up to Superfly and said, I want you to go in the locker room. I want you to stay there. And the story goes that Vince had a briefcase in his hand, walked into a closed locker room with policemen, and that's all Jimmy saw. Now, what people think happened was that Vince paid off the cops to not investigate this. Why? Because Jimmy Superfly Snuka was a star. He was drawing massive crowds in the WWF. There are so many stories about the crazy shit that has happened in wrestling, and this is they're finally gonna talk about all this stuff for the first time. It's insane. I really think people are gonna watch this and never be able to look at Vince McMahon the same. This is going to be the craziest. Terrifier 3, no, the Vince McMahon doc. This is going to be the craziest thing I think people are going to see this year. Many stories like this about Vince, and now he's no longer a part of WWF. TKO came in, they bought it. This was all, that's another thing, Nick. All this stuff of Vince walking out, they saw the writing on the wall.
No, I even gathered that from afar, not somebody that was in on it. I gathered from afar that he was pushed out. It was not, yeah.
Same way Biden was pushed out. I'm telling you, man. The shit that we don't see.
Yes, 100%, yeah. In both cases.
The shit that we don't see, man, that goes on behind the scenes, dude. I'm telling you, this is going to be the craziest shit anybody's going to see. You think Terrifier 3 is going to be crazy? No, Nick, this Vince McMahon doc is going to fucking rock your world. I'm excited to see it, but it's also, dude, it's going to ruin my childhood.
Yeah.
It's
I could imagine. I mean, I mean, it's not even anywhere near the same level, but the Danny Masterson stuff, man, really fucked me up because that 70s show is my favorite show ever.
Huge show. Yeah.
And I just remember being like, wow, like this guy is a piece of shit. Like he's a terrible human being. And it's just like, I can't imagine. I'm sure that's going to be rough, but at the same time, while it's going to be rough, I know you want some answers, and hopefully this doc is going to give some of those answers. So it's like, if you've already gotten to a point where you've accepted Vince McMahon, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like, as much as I loved him, I looked up to him, and I appreciate what he did. Like, now I can look back and be like, wow, what a terrible person. And if you already gotten yourself to that point, now you want answers. That's how we are as people. Now I want to know why. Now I want to know exactly what happened. Like, if I'm going to be in this space where I'm going to have to accept one of my heroes can no longer be one of my heroes, you better give me all the details. I want all of it. Like, don't leave any fucking gray area. Now, of course, for legal reasons, I'm sure there will be gray area. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some things in that doc that they talk about, but they don't really dive into for legal reasons. Because I'm sure McMahon would never let certain things be stated as fact. Like, yes, this did happen, and here's all the details. But, I mean...
But the vindictiveness of Vince, Nick. Vince has 2 kids, Stephanie. So, let me give you a piece of this puzzle. Before the Janelle Grant stuff came out, Stephanie McMahon had been literally a figure of WWE since the late 90s. A part of the show, a character. She was Stephanie. She was the GM. She was one of the best heels. People loved to boo Stephanie. She was so good at getting the crowd angry. All of a sudden, she just goes away. And then maybe 6 months before these allegations of the hush money that Vince was taking WWE profits to pay, Stephanie, she literally, she left. She had this, she made a thing saying, you know, I'm stepping down. I'm stepping down. She's leaving. She's no longer part of WWE. People are like, what the fuck is going on? And then Vince, who had gotten taken off of the board, goes right back onto the board. I think what happened was she knew that she had to have known about the stuff that her dad was being accused of. And she had to have known about this Janelle Grant stuff, which was going to pop off soon and become huge. I think Stephanie got off of the board because, Nick, let's say you're Stephanie. This is your dad. The TKO board, they're going to have to talk about this. How embarrassing and how shitty would it feel for you, the child of this person, to have to be around to talk about this? I think that's why she left. But of course, she never said anything. Now, before Vince came back onto the TKO board, people took a vote on it. The board voted. They didn't want him back. But because Vince had so many shares of the company still, when he sold the TKO, he had enough power. So right when he came back on the board, that's when Stephanie left. And that was public. Like, they couldn't hide that Stephanie got back off of the board. And people are noticing that, like, what the fuck is going on? Then when all this Janelle Grant stuff comes out, that's when the board was telling Vince, you got to go. You have to go. You're out of here. And then Vince sold everything. Vince literally has no ownership. It's for Vince not to have a shred of ownership of WWE anymore, dude. I never in a million years would have thought that. If you would have grown up watching wrestling like I did, dude, you would have thought that, I don't know, you would have thought like Jerry Springer ended up being the guy that killed Tupac. Like, of course, not in a million years would it have been Jerry Springer. Like, something like, that's how crazy this whole thing is. And that's what this doc is going to go into. I'm telling you, you don't have to be a wrestling fan for this, Nick, but I guarantee you, I put money on it. I put money on it. You're going to watch this and you're going to say, I have never seen something this fucking insane in my life. And for the audience too, this is going to be, you can tell when I'm passionate about something, I can't shut the fuck up.
No, I'm going to watch it. It sounds interesting. It sounds like a rabbit hole that I really want to, I really want to dive into. No, to that point though, real quick, you know, when we're talking about like wanting to know all these things, you know, if you've already like your image of someone has been ruined, so you might as well just know the details. I think back to OJ, man. I think back to the fact that, and I'm sure you heard about this, when he was on his deathbed, he only had certain people near him and he made them all sign an NDA. And I guarantee you he admitted to the things.
Of course.
I guarantee you he did. And I just say in that moment, what a coward's way out. You're about to die. The public deserves to know. Nicole Brown Simpson's family deserves to just hear it from your mouth. They deserve that. And you, knowing you're going to die in less than 24 hours, you're like, all right, I'm going to tell my closest people, but you're legally bound. You can't say a word. And it's like,
even if he admitted it, it's like, can you go to jail after the?
He's fucking dead. I mean,
the point is, let's say 10 years
probably.
later. Let's say 10 years later he came out.
NDAs expire.
No. I mean, like, let's say 10 years after the conviction. So in 2004, after he was found guilty, couldn't he have openly said, "I did it," and you couldn't do shit about it because
you can't double jeopardy, right? Yeah.
So, you know what's interesting about that is I've watched a number of I'm sure a lot of people have. I can believe that the kid carried out the act.
At the very least, OJ put him up to it. But here's my problem with all of that. The crime scene, and everybody's talked about this, it was clearly an act of Pat. It was personal. It was the way these people were killed was personal.
Horrible.
And that was immediately why people were like, OJ did it. I mean, it was a crime of passion. And then to go on a high-speed chase, threatening to shoot yourself while you're being chased by the cops on national TV, why would you do that if you weren't guilty? Like, did
they discontinue the Bronco not long after that? I mean, it's back now.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Nobody wanted to drive a white Bronco.
I mean, that alone, his reaction to it alone should have been enough for a jury to be like, dude, you fucking did it. Like, you did this. I'm sorry, Christian, but if someone close to me in my proximity died tomorrow and I went on a high-speed chase with police because I was the prime suspect and I was threatening to end my life while I was on that high-speed chase, I'm guilty. Lock me the fuck up. Like,
dude, he had the best lawyers.
I know, the best. Yep. And one bullshit technicality. Oh, the glove didn't fit. Are we sure though? Like, are we sure?
Wearing gloves, putting gloves on over gloves.
Yeah, it was complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. And Yeah, I mean, look, if there's anybody watching right now that's actually like, no, OJ was innocent, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. Yeah, it's crazy, but like again, we talk about this all the time. We've talked about this for years, whether it's musicians, whether it's filmmakers, actors, whatever. It's important to separate the art from the artist to an extent. To an extent. And
Yep.
sometimes
it's impossible. Like you can't, like
sometimes it's
watching
impossible.
Clown House is very
Yes.
difficult.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm referencing
You know?
stuff like that to where sometimes it's just like you're like, I can't support this person in any form or fashion.
Right.
Even if it's somebody that you looked up to like so much and they shaped your worldview. Once you learn some of the heinous shit, you're just like, I can't. I can't. What does it say about me as a person? Like I have no moral compass. If I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It's I don't know. Not everybody's Bin Laden. Okay. Not everybody's that bad. But I don't know. You know,
it's
George
it's
W.
wild,
Bush.
man. It's so crazy how, you know, we don't know who any of these people are
No.
in the world that are famous, dude. You really don't.
No.
And it's funny, we talk about Ronnie Radke earlier. You know, it's probably the people that have the worst reputations online because of how blunt and over the top they are. Those are the ones that probably have the least skeletons in their closets. The ones that are like him, that are open and just they're unapologetic. It's the ones that, you know,
Ronnie's dirty laundry is all over for everyone to see. Like
the ones
he
that
never
point the fingers the most and they act the most highfalutin, or the ones that, you know, dude, you know, it's nothing is as it appears ever.
It's always projection too. I would tell you guys, you listeners, if you haven't heard this in your life, anytime someone is quick to point the finger, anytime someone is quick to shift blame, it's probably projection. They're saying the quiet part out loud. There's a rule that I've learned in life is like trust but verify, and that kind of ties into it. Like you can believe what someone tells you, but I don't know. You might want to do your research, do your due diligence. Don't just take the word of any person as gold, because a lot of time
always do your own research, please.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you get to a point in life where you look up to someone so much that anything they say, you'll go with it, that's a problem. It's a problem, guys. It's a problem. Whether it's a musician, an actor, a politician, it doesn't matter. You do not know.
You're so right. And that's why Alice is one reason I love Alice so much. He has said, as musicians, you know, we have the right to voice our opinion, but stop looking at musicians as political. At the very most, look at them as humanitarians. But if he's like, we have got, people are smart, let them think for themselves. We should not be telling them who to vote for, what to do. You know, of course, you know, that's not the way it works today. You got Taylor Swift and people coming out to tell you who to vote for, right or wrong. It didn't matter if I agree with her or not. Like, this is what these fuckers do. But please, people, always think for yourself.
And I understand both sides of it. You know, I don't care who you are. I mean, whether you're Kid Rock endorsing someone or Taylor Swift or, I mean, whoever you are.
If you're looking at these people to figure out who you need to vote for, you're a fucking idiot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also, on the other hand, do say, if these people feel that strongly that they want to share that and they want to give their opinion, they're people too, and they should be allowed to do that. And
they
so
should
it's
be
just
allowed
like,
to do that,
you know, but never take their word as gold, guys. Never, ever, ever, no matter who it is, whether they're reaffirming something you believe or they're challenging your belief, don't take it for gold. Like, just, and also understand, if it pisses you off, don't let that shape your view of that person forever. Like, I don't like this actor's politics. Fuck them. Like, come on.
I totally agree with that too.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not a vegan. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean I can't like Rob Zombie.
Yeah. I mean,
I totally agree with that. We got to stop putting stock into. We have to stop putting stock in that stuff so much. Like, we're on the internet, we do a show. If somebody if somebody stopped liking me or you because they disagreed with the first thing we might have said, nobody would like us. because eventually we're gonna have people that watch the show that are dedicated listeners.
Mhm.
They're not gonna agree with something we say down the line, and if they just stop liking us because of that, literally no one's watching the show anymore.
But guess what, Christian? You know the beautiful thing about doing this for over 3 years now and where we are at this point? You guys know so much about us. You guys know so
You
much
know
about
what
our
we're gonna say
morality.
before we say
Yeah.
it.
You know about our morality. You know about how we feel about certain things without us ever diving into our political views, because it's not about that. It's just about your moral compass, like you as a person. Like,
Right.
and so if you want to assign like political ideology and shit to that, I feel like that's lame. You should just be looking at people as people. Like, not.
Exactly. I agree.
And so, yeah, I mean, we've been going strong for a long time, and I feel like anytime we say anything, if unless you're a new listener, which if you are, welcome. But if you guys have been around on this train with us for years now, you know how we feel about a lot of these things. This is nothing new. I think that's why I always say when we touch topics like this, I'm always like, oh, I got to preface by saying this because I'm worried people are going to blow up in the comments. It never happens because people know how we think. Like, it's not a surprise to
if you're coming from a place of reason, you know, it's hard to want to, that's I always try. I really do try to tackle that when I do a video on anything, man. I'm not for the dramatics or the theatrics anymore. Like, if I'm going to talk about something, if you come at it from reason or a sense of just true honesty, but with having reason and being reasonable and just being able to express yourself, most people aren't going to give you shit. It's when you try to be
holier than thou.
super holier than thou, or so over the top dramatic about it, where people aren't watching YouTube to watch performance art. They're not. They're watching it, and that's the thing. Some people don't get the clue that this is not performance art. It's YouTube. That means be yourself on here.
And
now,
yes,
if you're an asshole, then I can't help you.
What you guys get on here is who we are in real life. Like, this is who I am. I don't put on an act. Christian doesn't put on an act. I would say we're probably a little less filtered in real life, of course, like you should be. You should have some barriers when you're out on social media platforms in any form, but like in the sense of like there are certain things that need to remain personal. You don't need to like share that with everybody, but like this is who we are. And so that's one thing. Like, authenticity's never been a problem here. That's just, it's kind of how we do it. But yeah, I mean, to close this off, guys, with everything we said, I love that we do these for like 2 hours now. We go through a range of topics. I know it generates a lot of discussion. October is going to be a big month for a lot of our channels because we're horror people. People turn their eyes to horror shit in October. It's always my best month. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try, and hopefully we'll be able to do a show and a live in October since it is like the month. So I don't think that'll be a problem.
Will. Book it. I'm telling you right now on video, we will do a live.
Okay. So we'll do
the episode.
All right. We'll get you guys 2 next month. And look, thanks for being along for all this time, guys. And thanks, Christian, for, all those years ago wanting to do this and for us still doing this. And I guess the moral of the story after tonight's episode is, I don't know, y'all, be positive, love each other, be kind, look out for your fellow man, woman, dog,
be positive
cat.
after I bitched about stuff for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I bitched about people bitching. There's a difference.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's there's a lot of negativity in the world right now. And we don't need that shit. We just this is your space to come here and just unwind. So we hope we delivered for you.
I want to add something. Yeah. I think the band U2 is absolutely trash. And Henry Rollins made this brilliant point one time. I hate U2. You talk about a guy that preaches and preaches and preaches. Bono, what a jackass. Henry Rollins, one of my favorite people on earth. He was like, when you start writing songs called like Heal the World or something, you literally have nothing left to say. So U2 sucks. I hate U2. As a matter of fact, people go listen to the Rollins band. They put out a record in like 92 or 3. So fucking good. It's like this great sound of like skater punk hardcore music. It's so fucking awesome. And Don't listen to U2. Besides, anybody that had an iPhone in 2013 remembers when those fuckers shoved their album on everybody's phones for free.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I still haven't recovered. And
No.
the funny thing is, dude, like I never once listened to the record.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
Nobody wanted that shit.
No.
So U2 sucks. And yeah, they had like 2 songs, and you couldn't pay me to see them. So screw Bono. That's the way I want to end this.
Hell yeah. Screw Bono. All right, guys. We love y'all. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and take care of your dogs and cats.